All right, we are going to wait for everybody to pop on here. I don't anticipate a ton of people on the meeting tonight because tomorrow's Thanksgiving, but we'll see. Make sure I mute you all. And then we'll just wait to see who pops on. Is anybody cooking right now? Just checking. All right, we're gonna give it a couple of minutes. Let me just post in the group. Oh, I see chats. Hold on. Oh, Jessica's cooking and eating dinner at the same time. We're getting everything catered, so I don't even have to worry about it. Thank goodness. All right, what was I just doing? Oh, putting a post in the group. Why does it keep going off mute? There we go. Oh, unfortunately, I won't be able to make it tonight. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right. It might just be us cozy people. So tonight we're going to talk more about holiday and preparing for the holiday, and not just this holiday. I mean, we have Christmas, we have New Year's, we have Easter, we have Passover. Like there's always a holiday. And it's always, oh, I'm going to wait to start until after this holiday, or I'm going to wait to start till after this event. My birthday's coming up. My husband's birthday's coming up. Our anniversary's coming up. We're going on a wedding cruise. We're doing this. We're doing that. I'm going to wait. But there's ways that if it's a special event or if it's a birthday or a holiday, that you can still be mindful, but maybe not be 100% on program, which is okay. It's not always, you don't always have to be perfect. Nobody is perfect. And if there's things that you want to overly enjoy or not have people ask you, or your husband or your spouse or whatever, ask you why you're tracking when we're here, or, you know, I thought you said this was a lifestyle and now we're on this amazing trip and you're tracking food, and, you know, like, we don't want to hear that, but we also don't want to lose control and lose focus, right? So there's got to be some kind of balance. So let me get my notes in order. Okay. So first, 5 ways to stay healthy without feeling like you need to track. Now, this is not something you do on a daily basis. This is for those special events. This is for the holidays. You know, if you cannot track, or it's even for if you have an injury, or like my sister had dental work done. Or Stacey, I love that you're parting your part in the center now. Did you just start doing that? Never noticed it. It's very in. I can't do it. I look retarded when I try. So anyway, so it might not be all those things. However, there are ways to be mindful, and there's things that you can do that you don't have to track. So I was talking about, if you have a sickness or an injury, had dental work done, whatever the case is, there's a lot of that going on in the group right now. So I wanted to talk about that too. So first thing is, most important, if you're not going to actually track everything, is to only think about your protein. Track only your protein. And set a minimum goal to adhere to, or to aim for. So let's say I tell you you have to eat 180 grams of protein every day, and you're somewhere that you can't, or you have an injury or anything. Your goal, make yourself a goal. I'm going to have at least 160 grams of protein, or I know that I can't eat, I can only have egg whites and this and that. So how much of that can you actually eat? And then set that as your goal, that's what you're going to do every day until you can do better. Or let's say you know that there's something you want to eat at the end of the day. Focus on your proteins throughout the day. So protein is a natural appetite suppressant. All proteins, it doesn't matter what it is a natural protein that keeps you full, which is why I say to eat your proteins first when you have a plate of food. It'll help you skip the unhealthy snacks if you're eating the right proteins, which will allow you to save those calories. Protein is also what gives you, and I know you guys are gonna be like, it doesn't give you energy, but it helps your muscles grow. When your muscles grow, you feel stronger. When you feel stronger, you have more energy. Yes, carbs and fats are the macros that give you the energy, but the protein, you can't do without the protein. So that's that. The second tip that I have for you to if you're not tracking macros 100%, is you have to stay hydrated. I know when we're sick and we have surgery and, shit gets in the way and work is busy and we're planning an event or anything like that, we forget to drink our water. And I love everybody's like, let me drink my water. Cheers. So super, super, super important. If big containers like this overwhelm you, go smaller and just get them in. I just happen to like it because I know once I drink at least 2 of these, I've gone over and above. And it's easy for me to do that when I have a big container. But I can't do those big jugs that you see people carrying around that looks like a water thing that people, I can't do those. Very overwhelming. By the time I'm drinking half of it, I'm like, this water sucks. And it can be the same water that's in here. Doesn't matter. I just can't do it. And the things I'd say, drink till here. And if you drink till here, and like the little sayings, that's a turn off to me. But to some people, it works for them. It doesn't work for me. Being healthy is more than what you eat or how much you drink. It's also how much you drink and how much you get your sleep. So if you are sick or you're recovering from an injury, you want to make sure that you're getting your sleep and staying hydrated. If you're going to an event and you're drinking something you shouldn't be drinking, you got to drink your water in between. And you got to get your sleep in. And regardless of what you are doing, what event it is, what holiday it is, whatever you're celebrating, you've got to drink your water. For whatever's happening at that moment, it doesn't matter. It's everything before and it's everything after. And people, I said, this happens all the time. In Orange Theory, I'll see people hold their side when they're on the treadmill. And I'm like, oh, did you get a stitch? Like a cramp? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, it's dehydration. And they look at me like, but I'm drinking my water. And I'm like, how much water did you drink since this morning? And they're like, oh, not very much. Okay, it's not what you're doing in the moment. It's what you've done ahead of time. Dehydration doesn't happen in 5 seconds. It's accumulative over time. So you need to make sure you're getting all that water in, regardless of what you're doing throughout the day. Super, super important. So, we do the goals, our habits. Make that a priority to click it off when you can't focus on tracking macros 100%. Click off your sleep, or click off your drinking your water, click off your steps. If you have the sleep habit, not everybody does, but if you have the sleep habit, you can click on that as well. Number 3 is move. Not move where you live, move, get moving. Do something. So whether you're hitting the gym, you're going for a family walk after you have your family dinner. It could be during the day, you just go for family walks. Getting in some kind of movement will improve your mood. We all know that. It increases your endorphins, which is your happy hormones. It increases your energy. It increases your overall health. And if you're traveling and spending time with loved ones, which we're doing a lot, or we have people coming to us, but a lot of people are going. They say that yesterday was the #1 travel day in the United States yesterday. Tonight's the busiest party night. Did you guys know that? Because college kids are home and not like New Year's Eve or anything. It's Thursday, the night before Thanksgiving, which is so crazy. Now I remember it in college, but it's just so crazy. Get your movement done early before you have to go do those things. Like tomorrow I have to teach 2 classes in the morning, 8 and 9 a.m. I know by the time I get home, we're going to be getting ready to have everybody over. I want to put my Christmas tree out, so everybody has to help decorate, so I don't have to do it by myself. So I already set my alarm super early to get up and go to the gym that I'm teaching classes at and get my steps in before it even starts. I mean, I'm teaching a body sculpt class, I'm teaching a spin class, but that's not my steps. And I know my priority every day is to get at least 15,000 steps. So tomorrow my goal is to get at least 10,000. And I'll do that by prioritizing my fitness, knowing that I'm probably not going to be doing 100% of tracking my macros. Focus on a balanced plate. We talked about this. Don't put all the yummy comfort food on your plate. Balance it out. Make sure you have a lot more colors, vegetables, protein, and still have that yummy stuff. I talked about how you can do that with the 3-bite rule. It works. I promise you that 3-bite rule is amazing. Putting your food tracker and your food scale away does not mean that you are throwing everything out the window that you've learned however long you've been in the program. It's not a diet. It's not, we start, we stop. We start, we stop. It's just, we're taking a little bit of a breather from what we normally do 100%. And maybe now we're at 80%. Maybe now we're at 70%. And come Friday, you're back on 100% if it's a holiday, right? If it's an injury or a sickness or something, it's when you get better, you get back into it. I've had so many people apologize to me this week. I'm so sorry that I haven't been tracking. I had knee replacement. I'm so sorry I haven't been tracking. I have dental work done. I'm so sorry. I'm like, don't apologize to me. You're not hurting me. You're actually, you're being mindful of it. So I think it's great. Someone said they're traveling to Hawaii and they don't have any idea what's going to be there. Like, that's okay. Life happens. That's what this is all about, making it part of your life. So those are my tips. Now I'm going to move on to more stuff. If anybody's on here that lives locally, you can come take my body sculpt class or my spin class tomorrow for free. It's at UFit on Okeechobee and Military. 8 a.m. is body sculpt, which is, we use the body barbells and dumbbells, and then I teach spin for about 45, 50 minutes right after. So we go back to back. So if anybody's interested, message me. Okay. So now I want to talk about why we track, especially during the holidays. So kind of what, if you can still track, don't just throw it all out the window, right? So tracking your food allows you to bring awareness to the foods that make you feel your best. How do we feel after we eat like shit? We feel like crap, right? How many Thanksgivings have you gotten up from the table and you're like, oh, I just hit myself in the head. You're like, oh my God. And I forgot how close I was to my elliptical. Hold on, let me move myself. That was actually really funny. It just literally like clunked my head. Okay, see it? That's what I hit my head on. Okay. You get up and you like have to unbutton your pants, or your uncle's unbuttoning his pants, and everything's just overflowing and you feel like crap. You don't want to do anything. And then what do? You sit in front of the TV and you take a nap, right? No, we don't do that, but people do that, correct? You know people that do that. Please tell me people that. Okay. So being aware of the foods is why we track. Everything that you've learned about different foods, how they make you feel, is why we track. Now, whether you track or not is up to you. I loosely track on Thanksgiving, but I do track everything. So when I say that, I mean that I am not measuring out stuff. I'm like, all right, 2 tablespoons, 3 bites equals 1 tablespoon. Like I do it that way. And then when I start to hit a certain threshold, I know to stop. Because if I keep going, that's when I go over. And then I get up from the table. I'm like, oh my God, I feel amazing. Let's go decorate the tree. That's the plan. We'll see if it happens. But that's why we track. Every day that we track our food, what does it do for us? It gives us confidence, right? Whether it's a holiday or a vacation, it'll make you feel accomplished. She's not on here, but Danielle Novak goes on a vacation every year. She might go on more than one, but she always goes on like a major vacation. And every time she comes back, she's like, I gained 2 pounds. I didn't really track, but I was really mindful. And then like a week later, she's like, well, I'm back on track and I lost the 2 pounds. That's why we track, because we know how to bring it back. We know how to get back on track, right? Whether it's a holiday, whether it's a vacation, whether it's a sickness, it's all the same. But we know that we can still eat the same foods, just maybe we got to bring the reins in a little bit, dial it in just a little bit, or not have that thing that you had while you were on vacation, but it was good while you had it. And now you're back to not having it for some people that don't have that control. Always, when you track, you can enjoy foods on vacations and holidays. There are no restrictions. How many people do you think that are going into the holiday tomorrow that are doing that stupid Ozempic that probably can't enjoy their meals tomorrow because it makes them nauseous or they're not hungry enough to eat? Those are all the people that you see their faces are falling, all their muscles gone on Ozempic. You lose everything. If you start looking at stars, you're going to start to see all their faces falling. It's terrible. Because when you're on Ozempic, you lose more muscle than you lose fat, but the scale moves. I think that's why their bodies shrink. So definitely not a good thing. When you're tracking, we establish habits that we can take us everywhere and any day and any time. Like Stacy, you had dental surgery. You're still drinking your water. You made that habit, right? You're still watching what you're eating because you made that habit, right? But you're watching. I'm not saying that you're doing 100%, but you're mindful of it, right? Of course. Are you trying to get your steps in? Because you don't feel good, because you're not allowed, because of the blood clot, I'm assuming.
Not allowed to do any exercising whatsoever, he told me, including walking, and I'm only on like liquids.
Okay. But you're mindful of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Watch the scale drop too. Oh, why are you eating mashed potatoes and stuff? When I had my lip surgery, when I had that big surgery on my lip, I ate mashed potatoes every day.
Cold ice cream, yogurt.
Mike, he's singing Ozempic, the song Ozempic. What are you saying?
Ice cream and yogurt. That's about the only thing that feels okay.
What about frozen yogurt? What about Yasso bars? Why?
Bite into them.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, like lick them?
I put it in a bowl.
Oh.
I'm just giving you an option.
No,
Put it in a bowl. Huh?
Sounds good.
I mean, you're either eating ice cream or you're eating a Yasso bar, but it's just in a bowl. I mean, it's just a way to make you feel like you're more in control. You don't have to do it. I know we want comfort food. We don't feel good. We want ice cream. And it's our excuse that we can't, because I did the same thing when I had my lip done. So I totally get it. It was my excuse. So we talked about this outside of tracking. What can we be consistent with? Hydration, our sleep schedule. For this, Stacey, no, but workout schedule. When you get back to doing it, you'll be able to do that. But obviously you can't now. And the same thing with Eni, you know, she had a knee replacement. She can't really do anything either. But you still can be focused on those other things to stay consistent, which will help you get back into doing everything else once you feel better, or once the holiday's over, or once the vacation's done. Everything we talked about will impact you on a day-to-day basis. And even if you can't do all of the above, doing some of it will be huge. You don't have to track in order to be successful over the holidays. That's the whole point of this. But accountability will be a game changer when you're trying to enjoy the holiday season, and it will help you feel the best. And when you want to put that dress on, we eat Thanksgiving, we eat Christmas, and then all of a sudden New Year's comes and there's a dress that you bought on Black Friday that you know you didn't try it on, but you're like, oh, I've been doing really good, not thinking all the way through. Now it's January 1st, and now the dress doesn't fit. Did you know that the majority of people gain 10 pounds between Thanksgiving and New Year's Eve that are not mindful? Isn't that crazy? 10 pounds, that's a lot. So focus on what you can keep consistent in your daily routine. That includes going to the grocery store. So a couple of things about the grocery store. And this kind of, Margarita's already put this into play with her peanut butter, but if there's stuff that you know you need to abstain from, walk away from it in the supermarket, especially during the holidays. There's so many tempting things out there right now with the holidays. The pies and just everything that's out, all the candies and, you know, all the stocking stuffer candies and, you know, everything that's around Christmas time. So abstain and just stick to what you put on your list. If you're the type of person that has a really hard time going to the grocery store during the holidays, order your groceries. Why put yourself in that position? If you have to order food because you're cooking on a holiday, or if you have to go to the grocery store because you're cooking on the holiday, order the food. Or send somebody with a list that has more self-control or willpower than you do, or you don't care if they eat like crap and they eat snacks while they're at the supermarket. Let them do your list. Let them get it for you. If there's snacks or treats that you like to have during the holidays and you normally keep it on a candy dish for people, stop doing that. Put it in the pantry, make it more of an effort and a mind process to go get it. The candy on your desk during the holidays is not for the people that you work with. You put it out there for yourself. Even though you say you don't, you do. And I can give you an example, and this is not candy, but one of the members at Orange Theory made cupcakes. And he brought them in. He brought me specifically. And he said, here, I made you cupcakes. And I said, oh, no, I'll give those to Mike. By the time I got in my car, I already ate half of one of the cupcakes. Texted him, cursed him out. And he's like, I knew you couldn't do it. He's like, they're there. And I was like, oh, but I said, and you always blame it on that you're going to bring it to Mike. Same thing with the candy dishes. So I told him no more, don't bring me anymore. But I didn't eat the other half of the cupcake. And I put it in my app too, because it freaked me out. Think about using Ideal Nutrition or meal prep companies during the holidays to help you stay focused. It gets really, really busy. We forget to eat. My hair girl, Jenna, the one that has a breast cancer who's in the Shred Tribe, I texted her today because she went back to work on Monday after getting her double mastectomy. I was like, hey, how was your first day at work? She's like, well, first day was good. Today, I've been doing hair all day today and haven't had one chance to have a bite to eat. Two things. You have to heal. In order to heal, you need to eat. Second thing, you can't starve yourself. And I told her, if she's not healthy, what good is she going to be for anybody else? But it happens to all of us. I get it. She's a hair girl. She's trying to get everybody's hair done for the Thanksgiving. You got to prioritize yourself. You got to make sure you're eating, even though it's crazy, crazy busy, whatever we're doing. Pick and choose where you feel like you can be more flexible and where you need to dial in it. If normally you eat the Kodiak oats in the morning or Kodiak muffins in the morning, but you know that you have a party to go to at night, don't do that. Don't eat that. Save those carbs. Know where you can be flexible in the food that you normally eat, those staples. Make yourself a short-term goal for the holiday. Super short-term goal. I'm going to make it through Thanksgiving without this happening, or I'm going to make sure after Thanksgiving meal, I'm going to go for a walk. I don't care if anybody else doesn't join me. I'm going to do it by myself. I don't care if anybody tells me, why are you going for a walk? I'm going to do it anyway. Just make yourself one goal. I'm going to drink all my water before I go to so-and-so's house, because I know I'm not going to drink my water when I get there. So I already talked about the 3-bite rule, how not to get full or not to sabotage yourself or overeat. Another thing is, and I don't remember if I talked about this or not, but the food that you celebrate, like think about that holiday food and allow yourself to try it. Don't restrict yourself, but don't overindulge and overeat in that one holiday treat. Like Margarita, if someone's making peanut butter pie, I wouldn't even touch it. She won't. She gave up peanut butter the day she started this program, which was pretty freaking cool. If you're hosting, send leftovers home. God bless you. The biggest thing I tell everybody at Orange Theory before they leave on today was, remember, Thanksgiving is one meal. One meal. It's not when you're cooking all day. It's not when everybody leaves and you're going to have leftovers, and it's not the next day. So I buy those black containers. This is my deals group plug. They're in my deals group, 50 of them for like $7.99, the meal prep containers. And I send everybody home with one. I don't worry about sending away my plasticware or anything. And I hand it to them. Here's your container, fill it up. Leave nothing. I don't need it. Nobody in my house needs it. We're not going to eat it unless it's there. So why even bother? So get it all out of the house. I would say this, don't socialize where the food is. Get out of the kitchen. Put your back towards the buffet table. Don't stand around the buffet table. If you are the type of person, like right now in Florida, there's a lot of like art fairs and Mardi Gras and vendors and craft fairs and all that stuff. Make sure that your goal when you're going to those things is not the food. Like a lot of times when you go to like Florida fairs or South Florida fairs or whatever, fairs, county fairs, whatever they're called, you know, I'm going to get the fried Oreos and I can't wait to have the Twinkies and I'm going to have this and the elephant ears, and focus yourself on something else. If that's the only reason why you're going to this place, don't go. I tell people that all the time. South Florida Fair is huge down here, but all everybody talks about is the food. Right, Margarita? That's all people talk about is the food. You never hear anybody say, oh, I can't wait to go on this ride. Or I can't wait to walk through the pavilions and look at the craft fair. No, it's always about the food. Don't go. I can't tell you the last time I went. I know people that buy tickets just to go to the food vendors and leave. Those are the things you want to avoid. Go to events and go to things on the weekends. They could be holiday centered, the tree lighting, the menorah lightings, all those things, without food being the priority. Maybe go before to dinner. Maybe go to dinner afterwards. Maybe have something before you go, yogurt or a protein shake. But of course, you want to enjoy the holidays. You want to try to be consistent. And the things that you're going to be consistent on are things you choose, whether it's the food, the hydration, your protein, your sleep, or your exercise. Hopefully everyone read through the holiday tips guide that I gave you. It's in the app. There's also mocktails and cocktails and recipes with macros in there. So you guys should really look through that. If you are planning on coming to the Holiday Shred Tribe Happy Hour, first annual, please let me know. Because obviously I'm getting things together, and I also want to see if you're coming, what you're bringing, if you're bringing something. And it's also going to be a Shein clothes giveaway. So if you're coming, you can take stuff home with you for free. And it's gonna be fun. It's not gonna be a big party, probably 20-ish people, but it'll be a good time. So if you're coming, make sure you RSVP. Okay, that is all I have today. Have an amazing Thanksgiving. Enjoy your families. Be safe. Be smart. Message me if you're going to go take a walk. Let me know. And I will see you guys on the app. Have a wonderful day. Stacy, will miss you, love you, and everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Bye, everyone. Remember, always be badass.